Let's have a look. 6 years, 1 month and 16 days.
Wow.
And £22,380.
Is that how much you would have spent on alcohol? That is wild.
I know.
Today's episode is all about dry January. Don't be deceived. This is laser eye surgery, not alcohol, that has done this to me.
There's a reason why it's in January, isn't it? Dry January. It's because everybody overindulges in Christmas, drinks too much, eats too much, spends too much.
I'm yet to find a drink that I like other than apple sours, we as a nation relying on a substance like alcohol.
But that is so interesting to me because when I was stopping drinking, I've never completed a dry January. If you stop drinking, you will have better sleep, peace of mind, you're being healthier. In fact, there was an article in the Telegraph and it was saying that 17.5 million people in the UK are going to be doing dry January and 20% of them are doing it because of money.
Hi guys, welcome back to your favourite podcast, You're Gonna Be Fine. This is our first ever episode in January, which is very exciting. So happy 2026, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube, I feel the need to address the elephant in the room. I have had laser eye surgery. So with that, I have had the most advanced procedure. So not the usual one that everyone has, because I've been saying to so many people, oh, laser eye. They're like, oh, easy recovery on that. No. I have had the PRK edition because I was blind as a bat. So the recovery is like months.
Which is why she's wearing sunglasses.
Which is why I'm wearing sunglasses, guys. I've not been on a bender, which would really go against today's episode, which is all about dry January. So, yeah, I'm not really looking like the poster girl of dry January, but don't be deceived. This is laser eye surgery, not alcohol, that has done this to me. Please watch on YouTube for context.
I think you look very, very chic.
Thank you.
That's what we're going to pull off.
Chic is...
What an overstatement.
Yes, I think so. Well, I actually went for a dog walk with Steph the other day, ended up like staying out for a little bit, and I had to obviously keep my sunglasses on. Anyway, the amount of people that came up to me and they were like, oh, too glam to give a damn. I was like, no, I've had surgery. I'm not just a massive diva. Or it's like, oh, no paps, please. You know what I mean? I'm a Z-list. Like, and everyone was, I felt the need to go around and tell everyone in the bar, I have had surgery.
Yes.
I was literally in we were in this, it's not a club, but it's like a really busy bar, lights down, like there's a DJ, and I'm wearing sunglasses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this was a while ago. Obviously, this is a dry January episode, so I don't want to.
It's just so funny because obviously, as you guys know, we record 4 episodes in one go.
Yeah.
So Mills is going to have these glasses on until February.
Yeah, literally, I am. And it's going to lose its funniness as it goes on. It's just going to be like, get your sunglasses off now. But I can't.
But by the end of it, you're going to have perfect vision.
And that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, is this your O-fuck of the week?
Absolutely. What do you mean? Is water wet? This is the best O-fuck of the week in that I look utterly ridiculous. Like everyone's just seeing me and just thinks I'm like straight out of rehab, basically. This is definitely the O-fuck of the week. It's, to be honest, they told me it was going to be really rough and I didn't listen.
Shock.
I didn't listen.
When you said to me, like, oh, actually, I think I'm going to have to wear my glasses for the pod, I was just like, do you know what? I'm actually not surprised at all. Like, you just don't take advice. You just don't listen.
I think do not listen.
It's like what people say and then what's going on in Camilla's world. It's like Camilla's world and everybody else lives in it.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever she dictates is the facts. Kind of like with the charging of the electric car. She will charge her electric car and then she'll be like, it'll say 0 miles left. And she'll go, no, it'll drive. And then she breaks down in the middle of Bolton and has to call AA to come and pick her up.
And I'm always surprised. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean there's no miles? Of course there's a mile in there. Like, there just is. So yeah, I feel humbled today. I feel very humbled.
Funny,
so
there is nothing that is going to stop us recording this podcast. Like, we are so committed, eyesight or not. And I know it's on such a minor scale, but I too feel like shit.
Yeah, you can't actually.
I can't trump your situation. 10-10. But we're both not feeling 10-10 today. But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here live and
Rain
direct,
or
so,
shine.
Rain or shine. So my fuck of the week, again, it's like, it doesn't even compare to the fact that you are literally squinting at me right now.
My eyes were actually closed for like a minute before. She was like, are you going to open them? I came in the podcast to you and I was like, is it always this bright? Seriously.
It's literally been this bright every episode for a year.
Honestly.
It's never changed. But
No.
today you just can't handle it. But my fuck of the week was... Basically, I was leaving the house wearing this very quick, short and sweet one.
I saw that.
I was leaving the house and I was wearing my dry robe and it's quite long. And as I was shutting the door, I was rushing out and I just shut the door behind me, moved quite quickly. The dry robe got caught in the door. My front door locks automatically when you shut it.
So you had no key.
So I had no key and it just went doosh like this, trapped the dry robe in. Obviously, because I didn't know it got trapped, it kind of strangled me because it like pulled me back with such force. And then I realised, oh my God, I am actually trapped in the door because I had no key. So I was stood there with my arms like out like this, stuck to the door. I thought, oh my God, I was thinking really quick, like all these thoughts, like, where's the key? Do I have the key? How am I going to ring James? Like, how am I going to fix this? I thought, oh my God, I'm actually just going to have to take my coat off.
In order to free yourself.
Yes. So I left the coat and it just slumped down the door. And then I went to work and I was absolutely freezing all day because obviously didn't have the dry robe. And then when I came home after work, I was just looking at, like, walking towards the house, just looking at my coat. It just looked so sad.
Yeah.
It like dropped because the weight of it like slid down. It was just like in a puddle on the floor. And I was like, oh my God, what an absolute nightmare. So that was a very short and sweet oh fuck. But it definitely was an oh fuck because I was absolutely freezing all day. And I nearly strangled myself
to witness
on the way
that
to
as a neighbour.
work.
That would be so much fun to watch. Like, it really would be. You need to post that on the story again so people can witness that.
Yeah,
because I did really enjoy watching that live and direct.
Such a Katieism, that
it really is. It really,
just
really
so
is.
many things that happen to me. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that's clumsy in itself.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different form of clumsiness.
It
that.
is.
It's just silly.
It doesn't
like,
even, I don't even flinch. I'm just like, well, of course that happened. Obviously that happened. But that's actually something that I would like to open a debate on. Is it socially acceptable to leave the house, or like when you're not on a dog walk, wearing a dry robe? You associate that as a coat. Like, for me, that's like a, you know, like you wear it in your back garden when you're taking the dog for a walk. Like, I've got one, but I would never like, I wouldn't like go to town or go, or like, yeah.
No, I wear mine like
My mum does.
loud and proud.
Yeah, my mum goes to the gym and she puts her swimming costume on and then a dry robe over the top, and then she takes her suitcase to David Lloyd and she looks like she's going to the airport.
It's me on the way to the
Yeah,
pod.
literally.
I bring a suitcase to the podcast.
Yeah, you do.
But that makes sense with a swimming costume because the dry robe is designed for being dry after you've gone swimming, obviously. But I wear mine to work. It's so warm.
Yeah, I don't ever wear it out of the house.
Well, you should.
But now maybe I will, now that I know that it's like perceived as a coat.
Yes.
It's not a dry coat. Dry robe, which makes you feel it's a dressing gown, which in my mind is like for the house, for
All I'm
chilling.
going to say is, if you're going to leave the house wearing your dry robe, do not get it caught in the door.
Yeah, okay,
That's all I'm
fine.
gonna say.
That's the debate over. Katie has spoken. You can wear it, but just be careful how you wear it. I like it.
Safety first.
So today's episode is all about dry January, but we just want to preface that by saying if you're not doing dry January, then don't turn off the pod, because there is still lots of value to be gained from this, insight from, you know, personal stories, personal experience of dry January, and just other insights and tidbits. You know what's interesting, and I actually wanted to bring this up and mention it. Remember, so we went out over Christmas for our You're Gonna Be Fine Christmas party. The guest list was 2. There were 2 people for the Christmas party, but it was fabulous.
It was great.
And I just wanted to mention this because it's really interesting when it comes to like alcohol and how alcohol's perceived as like, you know, the initiator of a fun time. So Katie and I were having a lovely, lovely meal, just like reminiscing on the year and the podcast successes. And the table next to us, they were lovely, very nosy though. Lovely, nosy people, but they were gorge. Anyway, this guy leans over and he was like, where are your drinks? Where's the alcohol? Because we just had water on the table. And it just, absolutely baffled me that was the first thing that he noticed.
Yeah,
you know,
it was bizarre.
Two gorgeous girls, and you're commenting on the fact there's no alcohol.
Yeah.
Hello.
It was so funny though, because he was like, "Where's your drinks?
Yeah, where's the booze?"
And then I was like, "Well, I'm 6 years sober."
Yeah, and he was like,
"Oh."
He was like, "Combo killer."
Yeah, and he was like, "God, you don't look old enough to be 6 years sober." And I thought that was interesting as well, because it was like kind of basically saying you can't be that young and not drink.
Yes.
Which is crazy. I was like, well, I actually am 30. I stopped when I was 24. And he was like, oh, wow, like fair play. That kind of killed the combo, didn't it really? But it is just really interesting, people's perception of, like you've just said, alcohol equals a fun time. And I think that's the thing with dry January, is that people think that if they do dry January, they're going to have a really shit month.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really boring. And to be fair, sobriety doesn't give itself a very good like name in that all the language around sobriety, stopping drinking, is like stopping, quitting, cutting back, giving up. Like it's all very negative words. So I do understand why people think or presume that it's going to be like, you know, they're going to be lacking in something because that's what all the language says. But I think the biggest piece of advice I would give to anybody who's doing dry January would be to focus on your mindset around it. How you think it's going to be is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're gaining, not what you're losing. And there are so many benefits. I mean, you don't have to have even been sober yet to know and understand how good it is to not drink. Like people understand that if you stop drinking, you will have better sleep, you know, peace of mind, less anxiety, less low mood, you know, you're being healthier and have more clarity and
more money.
More money. Oh my gosh, there was an article in the Telegraph a few weeks ago, and it was saying that 17.5 million people in the UK are going to be doing dry January. And 20% of them are doing it because of money.
Interesting.
They want to save money. And another 20% are doing it for better health.
Okay. Yeah.
Money's definitely a big one.
It'd be good to know what the stats are saying in terms of like participation.
And how it's growing year on year.
Because I feel this Christmas, I don't know whether this is just me, and I actually deleted Instagram over Christmas, so I don't even know what this is based on. It's like just like a feeling. But I feel like a lot of people went very hard over Christmas, like on the drinking. So I wouldn't be surprised if those numbers are like really big.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why it's in January, isn't it? Dry January. It's because everybody overindulges at Christmas, drinks too much, eats too much, spends too much.
Yeah.
And then January comes around and you think, oh God, actually, I better do dry January because you save money, feel better, feel healthier, like all those things. And so I think focusing on the benefits is a huge thing, and not viewing it as a prison sentence, like gamify it, see it as a challenge, you know, enjoy it. Yeah. It's actually really funny because my dad is 30 something years sober now, 35, and his brother said to him once, there's no point in doing sober October if you're going to do Can He Remember November. And it's so true. Like, why
Can He Remember November?
By the way, they're Scottish.
Yeah, I was
so
like,
let's needs a bit of context. Yeah, they are Scottish.
The most Scottish.
November. Yeah, so Scottish it hurts. But it's so true. Like, don't do dry January and view it as like abstinence and then go to February and just get absolutely blackout. Try and view it as an experiment that you're going to see if you can significantly cut back or completely give up alcohol and how much like that's going to improve your life.
Can I just say also, like, I am, like, my backstory, Katie is 6 years sober, which is incredible. You always like kind of, refer to me as a normal drinker, don't you?
Yeah.
So I very much can take alcohol or leave it.
Yeah.
Like I don't really love it, to be honest.
No.
I like a glass of red wine and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm yet to find a drink that I like other than apple sours, which nobody actually sells. So it's like, like, oh, well, I may as well have an appetizer then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I just find it so interesting how, it's 30 days. It's not that long a time. And that we as a nation and as a country, we're relying on a substance like alcohol.
But that is so interesting to me because when I was stopping drinking, well, let me tell you this, I'm 6 years sober, but I've never completed a dry January. No, because I couldn't get to the end of it because I was so reliant.
That's so
I could only get to like week 3.
So this is a really good like difference of perspective and experience, because I come at it as, it's like relatively easy because I'm not a big drinker, and to me I'm like, well, it's like no difference to my life. Whereas to you, and obviously to a lot of people that might be listening to this, especially when you've had a December that's really boozy, it's hard. And I do recognise, obviously this is my own personal experience, and I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh God, and it is a great achievement. It really is. I think when I lived in Manchester, in a city, I used to find it a lot harder. But now I'm like in the countryside and it's not on your doorstep. I think it's a lot easier. So that's another thing, like environment, being really intentional with your environment. Like if you live next door to a pub that that you love going to, make sure that when on those times when you usually would walk to the pub or to a bar, you've got something else scheduled.
Or simply go a different way home. That's another piece of advice, is that a lot of it, is environment, but also a lot of it is routine. If you're used to every Friday you go for work drinks, with people in the office, on that Friday, make a plan or go park in a different place so that you don't walk past the pub that you normally go to, because environment and routine play a massive part, because a lot of drinking is habitual. It's just habit, and because it, like you've mentioned, it's so ingrained in our culture and our society that it is just so normalized that it becomes second nature.
And I think friends are really important at this time, because if you have friends that are giving you shit for doing dry January, they're not your friends. No. Like, seriously. I feel like it's really hard, especially in like lad culture. Lads, you know. It's like, it's boring. Like, it's this, it's that. Usually the people that are giving you shit because they couldn't do dry Jan. So it's like,
exactly,
you've got to be really intentional with who you spend your time with, and like just mark it in the back of your head. If they're not supporting you wanting to better yourself, then are they people that you actually want to surround yourself with? Because I'm not drinking is a full sentence. Like, why do you have to say, I'm doing dry Jan? But you have to, because otherwise people give you shit, and it's very odd. I've always thought, I think this for context as well, my dad is sober 30 years. I think it's 30 years or 32 or something like that. So I've had that kind of narrative fed to me for a long time, where he just doesn't understand. Like, whenever he says like, I'm not drinking, and they stopped drinking before sobriety, there were sobriety influences, and it just wasn't the done thing. And he always just says like, he just thinks it's so odd that like drinking is just like the be all and end all in society.
But I think that is a big factor of it, as well as like your upbringing. Like there's that big nature nurture debate of like, is drinking something that, problem drinking, whatever you want to call it, something that you're born with, or is it something that you learn off your parents? If you've been brought up in an environment where it's not a thing, then obviously that massively influences how much you view that. But just on your point then about friends and people pressuring you and saying things to you, obviously the things that you hear the most are like, oh, go on, just have one, or you weren't that bad, like why do you need to do dry Jan, you're just like me. Because what stopping drinking does is it holds up a mirror unintentionally to other people, and so it's only people who have an insecurity in themselves about their own drinking that will say things to you about yours. Any normal drinker will not bat an eyelid at you deciding to do dry Jan, because it's not holding up a mirror to them, because they're not insecure about their own drinking. So just remember, if anyone says anything about your drinking, it is a projection of them, not a reflection on you.
Yes.
And that is the I literally have said that.
Yeah.
So I wish I literally had that like etched into my brain, because that was the biggest thing when I was trying to stop drinking. That was one of the biggest things that stopped me. I was sober curious for 4 years, from 20 to 24, in, out, when I was like trying to do sober Octobers and dry Jans and whatever. I'd get like 5 days, I'd get 5 weeks, but I could never like crack it. And the thing that held me back was other people's opinions and those objections of, oh, just have one, and you know, you're not that bad, and blah blah blah, because my environment, my circle were all big drinkers too, so it normalized the behavior. So that's a good one to remember.
It really is. So going back on to just briefly the money side of things, I think this is a way, like you said, to gamify, but maybe if you can add up what you would have spent and then use that money, that dry Jan fund, to treat yourself to like a massage or a new gym outfit.
There's an app for that.
Oh, is there? Yeah. What's it called?
I Am Sober.
Great.
Yeah. So
I love
you
that.
track your days in it, and you can track your money in it.
Oh, wow.
So should we check mine and see how much money I've saved?
Oh my God. And then let's go on a spending spree. Let's go shopping.
It's so funny, because if only this, I had actually saved it.
Yeah. It's all gone on the podcast. Yes. Jacob, reduce the price.
Okay, let's have a look. So 6 years, 1 month and 16 days.
Wow.
And £22,380.
Oh my God. Is that how much you would have spent on alcohol? So did you put in like, I'd been out
cigarettes.
Like, sex, drugs and sausage rolls. Oh my God, £22,000.
Yeah. And that's not even including like the cost of lost phones, like Ubers.
Wow.
Yeah, just like the other stuff. That's just
that is wild.
I know.
Wow. So that's based off like your drinking habits.
Yeah.
You've put that in, and wow, and it's I'm absolutely blown away. I'm flabbergasted.
So yeah, think of the money that you're saving. That's a really, that's a good incentive in general anyway. And then to treat yourself, like rewarding yourself throughout the month is a big part of it, I think.
Pat yourself on the back.
And also you'll probably find as well that you have a lot of spare time in the month, because drinking takes up a lot of time, not only just drinking, but like thinking about drinking, recovering from drinking, all that stuff. So you're going to have so much more spare time. So a big piece of advice that I would give to anyone doing Dry January would be to use that spare time wisely. Get the jobs done that you've not been able to do for the last however long, like all the procrastination jobs that you've put off around the house and whatever. Explore, you know, things that you used to enjoy when you were a child, like try hobbies, you know, get explorative and have fun, because then you're positively reinforcing your sobriety because you're having a great time. And it makes you think, God, what did I ever do? Like, when did I have the time to even drink? Because now my life is so full of all this great stuff, instead of just like being hungover all the time. And so that's a good one as well. And lastly, just before we go, I just wanted to shout out the best book ever on sobriety, whether you're doing Dry Jan or beyond, and you actually are interested in stopping drinking for longer or for good. The Unexpected Joy of Being Sober by Catherine Gray is absolutely incredible. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see how dogged the book is. There's literal pages falling out of it because I've read it so much. But it's amazing. It's full of loads of advice, tips, tricks, Catherine's stories. And it's just very brutally honest, but very heartwarming and reassuring and empowering for you to read. So we love Catherine Gray, don't we?
We absolutely love her. She's written The Unexpected Joy of Being Single, which is 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
And The Unexpected Joy of the Ordinary. So definitely get those books, guys. And also, Catherine, if you're listening, we would love you on the pod. We're like huge fans. It's
big fans.
Because I've actually only heard this term through you. So it's quit lit, which I like.
Yeah, so quit lit is the term for books about stopping drinking.
I love that.
So that was the first quit lit book I ever read, and I honestly have read it about 10 times. It's really good. It's you can always dip back into it and stuff. So there's loads of knowledge in there that will help you through Dry January and maybe beyond.
Excellent. That wraps up today's episode.
With that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. It is only 10 days until our January reset event. So with that being said about saving money and buying yourself a little treat, if you are or you aren't doing Dry January, please do make sure that you get your ticket for the event. It's going to be an absolutely amazing day, real wholesome activities, get you really, really fired up for 2026. And we look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, please please share this episode with somebody who you think would enjoy it and who would benefit from it if they are doing Dry January. And we will see you in our next one. Bye guys.